Okay, it is 2024. There are many thin and light laptops that are affordable, but do they have RGB? Best friends, ASUS invited me to the launch of the Vivobook S series here in Malaysia. And in this video, I'll be telling you some of the specs, some of the features, some of the things I like, I do not like, and most importantly, what I think about this laptop and if you should even consider it at all. Hi, I'm Captain Awesome. This is Geekception, and I'd really appreciate if you hit that like button and subscribe as it really helps me here. I also have memberships here on YouTube in case you want to support, as that would go a long way. So I checked out the latest Vivobook generation here in Malaysia, and it is available in two variants, the 14-inch and the 16-inch. Specs wise, they are actually very similar. They come in both Intel Core Ultra 5 and Core Ultra 7 variants, and ASUS claims that the TDP in these chips are able to go up to 50 watts, which promises better performance. One major difference though is the display. Depending on the model, you will get a vastly different display here. On the S14, you get a WXGA display at 1920 by 2000 60Hz OLED display, while on the S16, you get a 3.2K display at 3200 by 2000, and it is 120 Hz, also OLED. Now, in case you're not familiar, this is a big difference. It's 3 times better, the display here. So is it a deal breaker? I hardly think so, especially on the 14-inch where, you might not be able to see it as much, though this is definitely something for you to take note of. And also, in case you're not familiar, 3.2K OLED technology used here on the Vivobook S is also, I think, something similar that is used on the ZenBook series. RAM maxes out at 16 gigs on both the 14 and 16-inch variants, with storage at just 512 gigs. One of the key features of the Vivobook S series here is just how thin it is. And here, the 14-inch comes in at just 1.3 kgs, while the 16-inch comes in at just 1.5 kgs. Your back will definitely be thanking you, that's for sure. Now, almost all the PC makers have all gone AI, and here on the Vivobook series is no different. There is a dedicated neural processing unit or NPU present here. What can you do with it exactly? Right now, to be honest, who knows? However, there is something new here. A dedicated co-pilot key, which is a first on a laptop that I've seen personally. It does exactly as it promises, someone's Windows co-pilot. Now, how useful this will be in everyday life is still questionable, but AI, right? AI! I mean, in case you cannot tell, I absolutely have no idea what to do with it. I mean, I guess it's good that all this AI stuff is coming to the laptops, but to the everyday person, to be honest, I don't think this changes anything at all for them. Now, they also both have the Harman Kardon speakers here that support Dolby Atmos, and you get up to 75 watt-hour batteries here on the Vivobook S series, promising up to 16 hours of battery life. And another thing that was surprising here actually is that there is an RGB keyboard, because of course this is not a Republic of Gamers laptop, this is the Vivobook series, so it's very surprising and frankly out of place to find an RGB keyboard here. Okay, granted, it's just single zone RGB, but RGB, baby! And something that immediately I saw here, I liked instantly is the massive trackpad that is present here on the Vivobook S series. Now, someone who has a MacBook Pro, I always love massive trackpads because I have very big hands. And one of the complaints I had when I reviewed the ZenBook 14 OLED was just how jumpy that trackpad was because it was tiny, or at least tinier than, I'm used to. So it's nice to be able to have that big trackpad here on the Vivobook S series. Next, let's take a quick tour of the device. And a major design change here is the ASUS logo on the back of the Vivobook S here, where previous models had this very loud ASUS logo, while this Vivobook S series here opts for a more subtle lettering. ASUS Vivobook. Honestly, I don't care so much, but I think it was just a very interesting Easter egg to notice there. Going to the left side of the laptop, and we have an HDMI port, 2 USB-C ports, a micro SD card slot, which I am not a fan of at all. Then you have the audio combo jack. Going to the right side of the laptop, and you just have 2 normal USB ports right there. Next, let's talk build quality. The Vivobook S here comes in 2 colors, a light blue color and a black color. I especially like the keyboard color on the light blue version as it looks really nice, and personally this would be my preferred color option. What I was not a fan of, however, is that the black version is a fingerprint magnet. Like, this thing attracts all the fingerprints, and on the display floor, it's funny that there was this guy dedicated to just wiping it. So if you're going to get the black color version of the Vivobook S, do you have a display guy to wipe it for you? I mean, if you do, then by all means, choose the black color. Now, let's talk about pricing. And here in Malaysia, it starts from 4,399 Malaysian ringgit with US dollar conversion on screen right now for the 14-inch Vivobook S. And for the 16-inch, it starts from 4,699 for the Vivobook S right there. Let me know what you think about the price right here in my comment section. And also, what is the local pricing where you are watching from right now? Okay, naturally, I have thoughts about this laptop series here. And I think the first is I think it actually manages to balance between performance and price. And you still get stuff such as the OLED display. And when you step up to the 16-inch, you get that 3.2K, which I think is just a brilliant display overall. You get the Intel Core Ultra processors, which, when I did, my gaming tests on them, when I did my performance tests on them, they are brilliant. They do everything from gaming to your office work and even some light video editing as well. Battery life also is something, that you should expect really good ones here. And in my own experience, I was able to get like 10 hours with a similar, configuration in the ZenBook 14 OLED. So I think battery life here, ASUS promises, 16 hours. I think you'll probably be getting something similar to that as well. So I think these are all great, price to performance to feature ratio here on the Vivobook S series. And what I am not pleased with is actually like the 512 gigs of storage that it has. If you just sneeze, it's already going to be full, especially if you're going to be, let's say, loading movies onto it or putting your files onto it. That's something you will have to upgrade down the line. I do not like that it is configured with 16 gigs of RAM. I'm not sure if it's upgradable, but I think it's not upgradable because it will have been on the website. So I think that's also under limitation. But let's be honest, for majority of the people who will want to buy this, maybe you're a student, maybe you're an office worker, I don't think you'll notice any of those things particularly well. And if you do notice any of those things particularly well, this is a great opportunity to please let me know in the comment section down there what you think about the Vivobook S. Would you go for the 14-inch? Would you go for the 16-inch? Are there other alternatives that you're looking at? Is there any other ones you want me to check out? Let me know in the comment section down there below. I've just gotten information that I'll be getting the 16-inch soon. So if you have any requests specifically for this Vivobook, let me know, and I will most definitely want to bring it for you in my unboxing and hands-on video. Well, not hands-on, sort of like a setup guide video when that eventually comes out. So thank you so much for watching. I've really appreciated having you here, having you watch all the way to the end here, and being the awesome person that you are. And just like you, I'm a captain of awesome. This is Geekception. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and support me. I have PayPal. I have you can buy me a coffee if you like what I'm doing here. And until next time, don't forget to stay awesome. Bye.